How's everybody doing today? We're doing good. We're doing good. How can I help you?
What's your assessment of Baker's pocket presence through 3 games?
Baker's definitely making progress, with his footwork and his fundamentals. Are we where we want to be right now? No, but we're making progress. Yesterday was a good day for us, not just in 7-on-7, but the team stuff. So we're progressing. We're working through it, and we want to take another step this week.
How do you, I know Matt mentioned earlier in the week that he's got to have confidence in his offensive line in the pocket. How do you work with that during the week to help him gain that confidence?
Yeah, I mean, it's just reps, right? The more reps you get, every week is a little bit of a different week in this league. So you get different looks, you get different defenses. We've had some good challenges, right? We played against some good defenses, some good defensive fronts. Some coaches have called some pretty good games in this league on the other side. So we've had some challenges there, and we're going to have another challenge again here this week with Coach Joseph. He does a tremendous job over there. He likes to pressure the quarterback, likes to get after the quarterback, mixes up his looks. So we're going to have to be on top of it.
What were you expecting with Leviska's first outing, and then what's your assessment of how he performed?
Yeah, it was encouraging, right? Leviska went out, made a couple plays for us, a couple big plays. The touchdown obviously is going to get a lot of attention, but that third down conversion, he had a lot of help from his friends there. But third down conversion there towards the end of the game really changed the game for us and gave us a chance to come away with the win. It was a big because we were backed up a little bit, had long yardage to go. So he did a nice job plucking the ball out in front and cashing in on it. But we just want to keep oiling him up, right? He's going to keep progressing, keep learning the offense. Had a chance to go out and not just play a little bit, but get his hands on the football, and that'll serve us well moving forward.
How much of the game plan has to change if Christian can't go?
Yeah, obviously Christian's a special player, right? He's one of the best players in the league. So we'll take into consideration whether we have him or whether we don't. That's obviously up to the medical team and coach. But we'll be ready for him if we do have him, and we'll be ready if we don't.
We don't get to talk to Matt today, so I'll ask you any update on his status. Have you talked to him or seen him in the building today?
No, I haven't been a part of any conversations.
Matt brought up how you guys have done a nicer job this year. Obviously, you weren't here last year, but done a nicer job of avoiding negative plays in the running game. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I'm not superstitious, just a little stitious, right? But yeah, it all starts up front, right? So and that was a big challenge for us last week heading into the game because they do so much line movement. So our communication has been good. It really starts there, right? So the center comes up. Pat has a lot of responsibility in our offense. So he comes up, he identifies the front, makes sure he starts the communication, and then it kind of echoes out from there. So if you're all on the same page, you have a chance to have a chance. And then after that, it's really fundamentals and physicality. And, not just the line, but also the tight ends and then the receivers fit in there as well. So they go in and they block. And it's important to them, right? It's just not going in there and just running another play and trying to survive. The blocking is important to them, and then the backs have to read it correctly. Every play has a read for the back. We try to keep it as clean as we can for them, and they have to do what their key tells them.
You have a tight end who has the versatility to be an H-back or a fullback like Gio does. How much does that help you with scheming up every week?
Yeah, Gio he's a nice piece to have, right? He's a jack of all trades type guy, and not just on offense but on special teams. He can fill a lot of holes for you, and he can play from all the different spots, and the backfield is included. So it's nice to have a guy like that. He's got a good way about him. Nothing seems ever too big for him. And when you have a guy like that moves like a football player and likes to win and likes to compete, he's a nice guy to have on the roster.
Ben, I'm wondering, when a defense sends 5 or more rushers, what are effective ways for an offense to neutralize that?
The first one would be to block them, right? So that's number one. And then you just what kind of answer are you looking for? Pass game, run game? How can I help you? Yeah, in the pass game, you know, when they do that, what they're doing is they're giving you some one-on-one opportunities depending on what the shell is, right? So whether it's two shell, whether it's a post safety or, you know, middle field open, they could play it a variety of different ways. But if they're going to bring a rusher there, an extra rusher, and bring 5, you're going to have some one-on-one opportunities. And when you have one-on-one opportunities, it could be man, it could be zone, it could be match. So it could play a bunch of different ways. And, you know, I got to send in a good play, right? We got to run them well, and then we got to throw them on time to the right guy. So there's a lot of things that have to go well for you to have success there.
Answer, I appreciate it. Speaking of blocking the blitz, how do you weigh keeping a running back in for pass pro compared to getting them out in a route? How is that decided, or how?
Well, I think you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? You try to mix things up and you know, keep them guessing, especially with you know, a guy like Christian, right? So you want to have him blocking a little bit, you want to have him releasing a little bit. You know, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay. As a pre-snap evaluator, a pre-snap decision maker, how would you evaluate Baker Mayfield thus far?
As a pre-snap decision, there's really pre-snap is kind of, you know, that's kind of the old way of doing things. You know, pre-snap may get you started one way, but the picture changes in this league a lot when the ball snap. So pre and kind of post-snap go together there. You know, it's hard to evaluate a guy based on pre-snap reads because the picture always changes. A lot of times these guys on defense spend more time on disguise than anything else. So they try to show you one thing, give you another, a little bit of the bait and switch type game. So you got to be able to see the flashes and then rely on your film study and then what you had in practice that week. But, yeah, and I don't think too many things catch Baker off guard.
And what was your reaction to Dan Orlovsky saying that you were tipping plays based on how Christian aligned in the shotgun?
Yeah, you know, Coach addressed that. I'm not going to get really too much into it, but I do know this: if you're terrified of critics, trying new things probably isn't the right thing for you. And I'm not really worried about that. You know, I know that as we get going here, we'll be well protected.
I disagree with the assessment.
I don't really know much about the assessment. We have people that look at things for us every week, so that's part of the thing. You know, that's part of the studies that we do each week to kind of look at us and self-scout ourselves.
I wanted to ask you, as a coordinator, what do you see as the Lincoln Riley influence on that Baker and Kyler and Jalen Hurts have in common?
Yeah, I don't know about. I'll say this: he obviously has a good eye for talent. I don't know Lincoln, but he obviously has a good eye for talent, right? And he can develop players. So I'll definitely say that about him, to have as many guys as he's had. You know, either win the Heisman Trophy or be in the race, win all the awards that they've won, or be playing at a high level in this league is pretty unique, pretty special.
Baker talked a lot about footwork and ball placement after the game on Sunday. How much do those two work together? Is there instances where the footwork's there and the ball placement's not there, vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, usually, you know, you give yourself the best chance to be consistent if your footwork is consistent, right? And your eyes and your feet are tied together. You know, some guys it may matter more than others, but that's just something that we're working through right here. It's a big part of the offense, and we just keep hammering away at it. And he does a lot of great things in practice, and the more you practice that way, the more it'll carry over to the game. And you know, that's what we're working on. That's part of playing football.
Ben, is there anything you can do to help create some separation for the wideouts, which was a point Matt made to us this week?
Yeah, obviously, you know, we go back and look at the game. The first thing I always do is look at myself. I'm always critical of myself and look in the mirror. We got good players out there on the perimeter, so we got to help those guys out. And we went in there on Monday night and Tuesday, and then, you know, during the course of the week, that's something that we're looking at for sure.
What's Leviska bring to this offense?
Yeah, Leviska's a grown man. You know, he's a physical football player. He's a grown man. He can do a lot of different things, whether it's just carry the ball or, you know, you can spit it to him in space. He's a tough guy to tackle, right? He's got a lot of confidence. He's played some football and played in a variety of spots, so he brings the versatility and the physical side of the game.
You feel like you guys saw in him that Jacksonville just kind of gave up on?
Oh, I don't know. That'd be a better question for Jacksonville.
This is vague, but I'm hoping you can expand, elaborate. What is Arizona's defense doing well right now?
Arizona's defense, man, they try to get after you. They're not going to sit back and wait, right? They're going to try to dictate to you how they want the game to go. They got a bunch of physical players that can run. They punch the ball out, so we got to do a great job protecting the football this week. That's a primary focus for us.
What do you need to see specifically out of DJ and Robbie? Like last week, those just 2 catches between the 2 of them. What do you need to see specifically for them to get more involved in the offense?
They just need to keep working hard. I need to do a better job getting the ball to them. They're doing everything that we're asking them to do. So I need to do a better job getting the ball to them, and we need to find more completions.
Do you feel like their communication and chemistry with Baker is where you'd want it to be right now?
I think it's always a work in progress, right? So we're just going to keep working through it and continue to grow. Like I said yesterday, I think we took a pretty good step, and we'll see how today goes. We'll take it one day at a time.
When you're coaching up a quarterback, how much do you have to balance the fact that they can create kind of or improv as opposed to being protective of the football? You know, because there is such an emphasis on protecting the football, but you don't want to take away what makes them special, I guess, from a...
Yeah, you know, they can improvise all they want as long as they take care of the football because, yeah, it's you know, the biggest tell in winning and losing, right? So we got to take care of the rock. That's number one for us. You certainly don't want to kill anybody's, you know, game. They all have a different game, right? So you don't want to kill that in a player, but I think it's, you know, anytime you have the ball in your hands, you hold the team in your hands, so that's important.
Now that he's got a few games under his belt at left guard, what do you think about Brady so far?
I think Brady's coming. You know, he was moving around quite a bit last year and moving around early in camp this year. And, you know, the more he gets to play in there, the more comfortable he gets and the more progress he makes. So that's a good sign for him and a good sign for us.
Any more for Coach?
All right, appreciate you.